welcome to our second part of the module that we had last time around. So we are already on our core two, module 2A, Afro Latin American and popular music. So we're done with the first part of this one, and I already posted it. So it's just to go straight to the next topic of this module, no? And I would like to tell you once again to stay safe, keep away from um, crowded places, and be sure to wash your hand and use alcohol for any time the day. So let's try to find what do you call this one? Find the thing that we just continue. All right, so here we go. I think we end up with vocal form. Oh no, I think here. So we will start at dito sa Latin American music influenced by African music. So again, don't just click this link. Be sure to watch the video so that you will be guided. There will be discussions that you cannot uh, understand yourself. So you need to listen to it because I'm going to run through everything that we have here in our music and with other components. So best regards to all my students. Yes. hmm So how we ended up last time with this topic right here. So we'll start with Latin American music influenced by African music. So I'm not going to go details of this one. Just like I've said, I'll be going run through for this one, right? So we have in Latin American music influenced by African music. Reggae is a Jamaican musical style that was strongly influenced by the island's traditional Bantu music, as well as calypso, African jazz, and rhythm and blues. The most recognizable musical elements of reggae are its offbeat rhythm and staccato chords. So when we talk about offbeat, we're talking about the upbeat of the rhythm. So if we listen to some other popular music or rock music, they usually start with downbeat, just like first count, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that is the beat that usually the normal one. So in an offbeat, which is a very imminent and very clear in reggae music, they usually start or they give emphasis on the upbeat of the music, the up, not the down ones. So because usually we use downbeat in the music, right? Like 1, 2, but in offbeat we usually give emphasis on the upbeat, just like and 1, or sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and so 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 10. That's why in a reggae kind of music we usually hear this kind of rhythm. So because they give so much emphasis on the upbeat of the music, why it's called an off beat. It doesn't follow the usual, which is the downbeat, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's usually when we say upbeat, it's usually give us the up, like where's the come, like here. This is down, this is up. This is down, this is up, down, up, down, up. So, ek, ek, ek. So there, this is called offbeat. Now, while staccato chords Staccato is the opposite of the legato. Legato is the connected kind of playing, like ting 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 ting. But in staccato, it's like ting 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 ting. So no prolonging of notes in a staccato form of playing or style of playing. So that's it. Now we have the salsa. Yes, this is Latin American music, salsa. You can put so much emphasis. You can read about it. So very, what do you call this one? Very understandable. Salsa. They also have samba, soca, wari, zouk, and of course they also have vocal forms of African music like maracatu. Yeah, the first short-faced and African state of Pernambuco, combining the strong rhythms of African percussion instruments with Portuguese melodies, macaratu. Like then we have the blues. Blues is a musical form of the late 19th century that had deep roots not in an African communities. These communities were located in the so-called deep south of the United States, where the slaves and their descendants used to sing as they worked in the cotton fields. So the most one of the you say popular person in blues genre is Ray Charles. No, Ray Charles. I will try to find not only Ray Charles, but there are also a lot of popular blues performers or artists like James Brown, like Cub Calloway, Aretha Franklin, the one that sang "Respect" and RESPCT. That was Aretha Franklin. Actually, there's a movie attributed to Aretha Franklin. We also have John Lee Hooker, the BB King. We also have Eric Clapton for those who were able to uh, listen to the music of Eric Clapton. So let's try to listen to Ray Charles, how Ray Charles does blues. This one right here. Playing, what do you call it? Playing blues. Now that was Ray Charles. So let's say, what about Eric Clapton? You've heard and seen Eric Clapton already playing just like the likes of or songs like what do you call it? Wonderful Tonight, right? So Wonderful Tonight is one of the songs written and composed by Eric Clapton. So you can try listening to Eric Clapton, one of his blues performances. Alright, that was Eric Clapton for one of these blues performances. Then let's go ahead with soul. Soul music was a popular music genre of the 1950s and 1960s. It originated in the United States and combined elements of African American gospel music. When we talk about gospel, it talks about church music, and rhythm blues, and often jazz. The catchy rhythms are accompanied by hand gloves and extemporaneous body moves, which are among its important features. And one of prominent, or say popular artist known to soul is actually James Brown, and he is called the godfather of the soul. So let's try to listen to James Brown and try to watch how he was named as the father of soul. Alright, that's how soul is performed, and many other, of course. There are a lot of things that soul is performed, and just one of those. So James Brown right here. So spiritual, we also spiritual is normally associated with deeply religious person. We also have call and response method. It's a succession of two distinct musical phrases, usually rendered by different musicians. So when we say call and response, somebody is singing one part and somebody is responding to that part. Our second phrase acts as a direct commentary or a response to the first. It's like um, we usually hear that one in church or in a given situation. Like we say somebody's singing the first line and the other one is singing the second line, which in response to the first line. It's how a call and response is done. We also have African musical instruments from the environment. You can read about this, so understandable and very uh, simple to understand, right? Yeah, we have we if we say skin, we could also call it membranophones. Membranophones are skin are percussion instruments that are made of uh, skin of an animal or hides of an animal. Yes. Popular Latin American music. We have samba, we have son, we have salsa. Those are popular Latin American music, which of course greatly influenced by the African music. A vocal and dance form of Latin American music. We also have cumbia. These are the dance form of Latin American music. We also have tango, which means to play. You have cha-cha. We know this one because you've already, I think, one or two. Uh, Maybe you can recall that you've danced cha-cha already in your uh, lower years. We have rumba. hmm It's a popular recreational dance of Afro-Cuban origin performed in a complex double meter pattern of tercelo, which is a dotted semiquaver rhythm. That. And we also have bossa nova, originated in the late 1950s, which when a slower, gentler version of the classic Cuban samba became popular with the upper and the middle class sectors of Brazilian society. The name bossa nova is a Portuguese for new trend. Bossa nova, new trend. A foremost figure of bossa nova is Antonio Carlos Jobim, who became famous with his song Desafinado in 1957. But in the Philippine pop music scene, we have Siti Navarro, is a singer who has become known as the Philippines' queen of bossa nova. Some of her bossa nova songs include Para Sa Akin, Hey Look at the Sun, Lost in Space, and Kung Di Rin Lang Ikaw. So this is Siti Navarro, actually one of my idols. Yeah, that was Siti Navarro. So we can actually have this one played if you want to. You can try listening to this one. More of this one in your own time. But now, for the purposes of discussion, it's Siti Navarro. Navarro. Then we have reggae. It's an urban popular music and dance style that originated in Jamaica in the mid 1960s. It contained English text coupled with Creole expressions that were not so familiar to the non-Jamaican. But if you're a Jamaican, if you came from Jamaica, you may understand that kind of term. The best known proponent of reggae music is Bob Marley. Who doesn't know Bob Marley? He's all over the world. He's all over the place when it comes to reggae music. A Jamaican singer, songwriter, musician, and a guitarist. This is Bob Marley right here. Kaya naka-dreadlock. So let's try to listen to Bob Marley for you to have a clear idea of who Bob Marley is. I think I don't have. I think I've already discussed this one last time around. So this is Bob Marley. Then we have foxtrot. This is also dance, paso doble, and of course we have jazz music. The development of the jazz genre was an offshoot of the music of African slaves who were brought to America. It's an outlet to their deepest feelings. The African used music to recall their nostalgic past and their home country, as well as to the voice of their sentiments on their disparate condition as slaves in America. Ragtime is an American popular style mainly for piano that originated in the Afro-American communities of St. Louis and New Orleans. Ragtime. Then the popular person in ragtime is like Jelly Roll Morton or Scott Joplin. We also have big band, refers to the large ensemble form originating in the United States in the mid 1920s, closely associated with swing era and its jazz elements. So it's just percussive, more percussion in a big band. We also have bebop. It's a musical style of modern jazz that emerged during the World War II and was characterized by a fast tempo. And we have one of the best bebop performers, Dizzy Gillespie. Jazz rock is a music of 1960s and 1970s bands that inserted jazz elements into rock music, a synonym for jazz fusion. Jazz rock is a mix of funk and R&B or rhythm and blues rhythms where the music used amplification and electronic effects, complex compositions, complex time signatures, and extended instrument compositions with lengthy improvisation in the jazz style. So when we talk about style, when we talk about jazz, actually we're talking about improvisation because it's an improvisation kind of playing. What does it mean when I say improvisation? So you may find jazz players playing in one place with the same music, but when they transfer to another venue and play the same music, there will be some modification. You will never hear the same pattern. May have the same patterns, but they may have the same interpretation of the music itself. That's why it's improvisation. Yeah. Then we have popular music, for short, pop music for short. No, popular music literally means music of the populace, similar to traditional folk music of the past, as it developed in the 20th century. Pop music, as it has come to be called, generally consisted of music for entertainment of large numbers of people, whether on radio or in live performances, from the standard songs and ballads of the legendary Cole Porter, George Gershwin, and Frank Sinatra, to the rock and roll craze of Elvis Presley and the Beatles and the present-day idols in the alternative music and disco modes. Popular music is now shared by the entire world. Ballads originated in an expressive folk song in a narrative verse with text dealing typically with love. So, if you can hear love songs, which is a ballad ones, they usually talk about love. Those are the ballads. Just like Martin Ibarra, we have balladers here. Martin Ibarra, Eric Santos, and all. Gary Feliciano. Then we have the blues ballads. This is the fusion Anglo-American and Afro-African styles from the 19th century that deals with anti-heroes resisting authorities. So it's more on a revolutionary kind of music. Then we have the pop standard jazz ballads. This is a blues style built from a single verse of 16 bars ending on the dominant of half cadence, followed by the refrain chorus part of 16 or 32 bars in an AABA form. These are words, these are terms for how you arrange and compose your music. When we talk about 16 bars, we are counting 16 in 16 bars in a verse. And of course, you will have A as in A, and the B A, and the B section acts as the bridge, and the rest normally ends with a brief coda. And we also have pop and rock ballads. The pop and rock ballads are in the emotional love song with suggestion of folk music, as in the Beatles composition, and like the Ballad of John and Yoko, And Billy Joel's The Ballad of Billy. This style is sometimes applied to strophic story songs such as Don McLean's American Pie. When we talk about strophic, we're talking about verses, or the style of the first verse is repeated in the next verses and next verses. It's like strophic. Just like uh, one of the best example is for strophic, it could be a twinkle, twinkle, little star, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are up above the doors, and sing with me, da 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 da. So the verses just keep on repeating, just like in the song American Pie. So if you go to listen to the song American Pie, which you can actually download the one, or can visit YouTube for that. It goes part of it says. What do you call it? Part of the song is like this. Ba ba Miss American Pie. I think that's the chorus of the song. So the verse is just keep on repeating, and the strophic thing that you're talking about. And among the foremost proponents of this style was Frank Sinatra also. I did it my way. Alright, that's the great Frank Sinatra, ladies and gentlemen. And we also have the rock and roll. It was a hugely popular song from the form in the United States during the late 1940s to the 1960s. It combined Afro-American forms such as the blues, jump blues, jazz, and gospel music with western swing and country music. The lead instruments were the piano and saxophone, but these were eventually replaced by modern instruments. The greatest exponent of the rock and roll style was the legendary Elvis Presley. His hit songs such as Heartbreak Hotel and Blue Suede Shoes were complemented by his good looks and elaborate movements that included hugging the microphone as he sang. So let's try to look at how Elvis really did it. Here we go. For the money, for the show. It's our rock and roll king, because he was actually named the king of rock and roll. Elvis Presley. Then we have disco music pertaining to rock music that was more danceable, that's leading to the establishment of venues for public dancing, also called discos. So the disco music. The term originated from the French word discothèque, which means a library of phonograph records. Phonograph records, disco, discotheque. So famous figures of the disco genre include ABBA, Thank You for the Being the Dancing Queen, Donna Summer, the Queen of Disco, the Bee Gees, the Earth, Wind and Fire, if you happen to hear the song, Kitchen the Sunshine Band, the Village People, Gloria Gaynor, Bring Us as Dancing Queen, Staying Alive and Staying Alive. That's like a hot stuff, baby, tonight. Lastly is our one of my favorites. I would say, hip hop and rap music is a stylized, highly rhythmic type of music that usually includes portions of rhythmically chanted words called rap. In rapping, the artist speaks along with an instrumental or synthesized beat. It has since evolved into a subculture that encompasses music such as rapping, DJing, scratching, and beatboxing. An early acrobatic style of dancing called break dancing, a distinct manner of dress, and graffiti style of artwork. So it encompasses already from singing or from music. So it encompasses to rapping, DJing, scratching, and many more of the hip hop genre. Among the early hip hop artists were LL Cool J and Run DMC, while more recent popular names in the genre have been Beastie Boys, Eminem, and Kanye West. And one of the siguro I could say Eminem would be one of the best example of this one. Here we go. Beat his vomit on his sweater already. Right, alright. So that was hip hop, and we got a one. We have Eminem for the matter. So we have a lot of hip hop artists like Kanye West, this one, the Beastie Boys, and more. So, what you're going to do? We still have one. The alternative music was an underground, independent form of music that arose in the 1980s. It became widely popular in the 1990s as a way of defying mainstream rock music. It was known for its conventional practices, such as distorted guitar, oppressive lyrics, and defiant attitude. So I could say Nirvana is one of these of the examples, but they never put it. Oh, they never mentioned Nirvana, and a lot more. Stevie, Stone Pilot. We also have U2, you know, and a lot more. So what you have to do here, you have the direction to write your answer in a music notebook, and somebody's calling. I'm sorry. And what is your favorite musical genre? You just have to write this one in your notebook, as I've said, as us being directed. Describe the character and classification of the genre and state why it is your favorite. Answer this in 3 to 5 sentences. Just 3 to 5 sentences. You just have to pick a genre that you are one comfortable with, or your favorite, like hip hop, like jazz, ballad, disco, and try to state why it is your favorite. Then what I have learned, then it says here, you have congratulations, you reached far. That you it makes sure decide completing the following sentences prompt or write your answer in your music notebook. So you uh, just have to. I'm sorry, I'm still in recording. You just have to write it here. Just have to what do you call one? Mm, Complete the sentence. I have learned that something rock and roll or a discotheque or a hip hop is a blah 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 and so on and so forth. Then I have realized that if I'm going to something like that, let's say if realize that if I'm going to make samba or rumba faster or slower, I could be playing bossa nova or something like that. So or I have learned that reggae offbeat means you put emphasis on the upbeat of the beat and the rhythm. Then I will apply this one. I'm going to you apply if I'm going to make or write a song, write a rap song. I'm going to apply this one, something like that, because yeah, I'm going to make beat and synthesize beat, and I'm going to put lyrics on it, and I'll put text on it, and I'm going to rap it. So you will become a rapper like that. So make an improvised African Latin American musical lunch by using dried vegetables, strips of roofing metal, tin cans, bamboo, and other materials form and the environment. So we have here the criteria for making that improvised African and Latin American musical lunch by using dried vegetables, strips of roofing metal, tin cans, bamboo, and other materials form environment. So originality, sound quality, and a total of 40%. Then just try to answer this in your notebook. You also have additional activity. Listen to the psalmist of Freddy Aguilar. Try to reflect on the musical genre. Reflect on that we do have our own Filipino composers who also could match foreign composers in terms of talent. Of course. And you have here your answer key. All right. So that will be all in our. This is a run through. So if you have questions, you just have to comment down below when I post this one, and be sure not to just write your, just comment your name, but of course try to watch the video, because it is going to help you a lot in terms of understanding the whole module. All right. Once again, this is your teacher, your MAPE teacher, ako, your teacher, Arnold Muñez. Bye-bye. See you next module.
Yo, what's up? Howdy. Yo, what up? All right. Good day.